Good evening, Assalamualaikum. My name is Shallum. Most of you know me from the band Fusion, but today I am in front of you in a very different capacity. I'm very excited, extremely excited, and also honored to be in the company of extremely talented musicians and performers, not only from Pakistan, but from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Let me start by just giving you a brief background of what we are going to do. This is our first dialogue discussion program, digital dialogue discussion program, considering the circumstances around us. We will be discussing, performing, talking, sharing ideas, and also trying to understand how do we as musicians, performers, go forward with the present situation around us in our cities, in our areas, in our country. And also try and find ways to have a meaningful, a fruitful, and a positive dialogue, but also find ways to collaborate now and in the future. Today's topic, every discussion will have a separate topic. Today's topic is about imagining, creating, working on different ideas. It's called Reimagining Changing Times, as we are aware that times have changed. There are a lot of uncertainties. Everything is unpredictable. And we as artists have actually, to be very honest, the true sense of the word, we've suffered because there are no live performances, very less opportunities to perform, obviously, for people. And similarly, very little opportunities to engage an audience anywhere else where you have opportunities to perform. So let me just take this discussion forward and introduce an amazing panel of performers from Pakistan. And then I'll hand it over to my partner, my dear friend, extremely talented musician from Dhaka, Mr. Labik. So we have an extremely popular, extremely beautiful, and extremely gifted vocalist, Alycia Dias, with us. Alycia, would you take this platform and just say a few words?
Hi, everyone. I'm a singer, and I basically started as a playback singer, and I'm so glad to be a part of this session, and I really hope it takes us somewhere. So, yeah.
So before I move to our next participant panelist, I would like you to just share a few lines, if you could hum something for the people on this panel and for the people who are viewing this.
Okay, so I'll just sing a few lines of this song that I'll soon be releasing. I didn't write or compose it; a friend of mine did, but I think it's a beautiful song, and it's called Nadaniya. And it goes something like. नादानिया नादानों की दिल है ये सुनता नहीं कभी बदमाशियाँ नादानों की सुनता नहीं है किसी की बेशरम ऐसा क्यों करता है दिल जाने ना. All right, so this song is written by Ali Safir. I think you know who he is. He's also a musician and singer from Pakistan, and he writes amazing songs. So I would like to give a shout out to him as well on this song.
Thank you so much. And before I move to our next panelist, let me also add that our idea, this entire process, I would call this a movement, is actually supported by Transforming Narratives, British Council, trying to create a bridge between the musicians and minds, the creative minds of Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Birmingham. We have an upcoming singer from the city of Karachi. He is an exceptional voice, very talented. I've had the opportunity to record him and work with him and also perform with him. And I think Alycia was also part of that video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Abdul Rafay. Assalamu alaikum, Abdul. Kya haal hai?
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. सबसे पहले और thank you so much, sir, for introducing me in such a great words, and thank you so much for this idea and it's a great opportunity for upcoming artists. Thank you so much, Sir Shallum.
सर ऐसे तो नहीं छोड़ेंगे हम, हमने सबको कहा था कि इंट्रोडक्शन के बाद थोड़ा सा अपना जो आपको गिफ्ट मिला हुआ है कुदरत की तरफ से, जरा कुछ गुनगुनाएं और
Okay.
ताकि हम एक क्रिएट करें.
Okay, I'm gonna sing my favorite song. It's from the band Fusion, your band. It's so its song name is Kamaj.
सुना दो सर.
मोरा सैया मुझसे बोले ना, सावन भी तो जा ए पेहरवा, सावन भी तो जा ए पेहरवा, मन मेरा घबराए, मन मेरा घबराए, ऐसो गए पर्दे से पिया तुम, चैन हमें नहीं आए, चैन हमें नहीं आए, मोरा सैया मुँह से बोले ना. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rafay. That was beautiful. And in the afternoon, actually, I had lunch with my bandmate Imu after 6 months because we were all quarantining, and we were discussing that, you know, ab vocalist kaun hona chahiye. So good that you sang the song right now.
Thank you so much.
Bring it.
Abdul, क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you. And on that beautiful singing note, let me take you to another extremely wonderful, gifted singer from Pakistan, Ayesha. Ayesha, कहाँ है?
I'm here.
Ayesha, कैसी हैं आप?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सर, आप कैसे हैं?
बिल्कुल खैरियत से. आयशा, मैंने पहले भी कहा था, एक तो आपने बहुत ही खूबसूरत ग्लासेस पहने हुए हैं, माशाल्लाह, बहुत अच्छे हैं.
Thank you.
वेरी वेरी गुड. तो क्या इन ग्लासेस को जब आप पहनते हैं तो आपको आम लोगों से ज्यादा नजर आता है? आप वो चीजें देख सकते हैं?
बस आप यही समझ ले क्योंकि ये कॉन्टैक्ट ग्लासेस और इनके बगैर मेरी दुनिया बिल्कुल डार्क है.
अरे नहीं नहीं, चलिए फिर ये आप और बड़े करवाएं इसको. तो पैनल जो कराची में है, जो प्यारे प्यारे दोस्त बांग्लादेश में है, अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएंगी, उनको थोड़ा सा अपना कुछ इंट्रोडक्शन करवाएं.
Sure. I'm Ayesha Rasheed from Lahore, Pakistan, and right now I'm doing the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy from Punjab University along with my music career. Because मेरी में स्टडीज और म्यूजिक की बिल्कुल सेम अहमियत है और मैं दोनों को उतनी ही इम्पोर्टेंस देके साथ साथ लेके चलना चाहती हूँ.
Very nice. Pharmacy means medicine, and medicine school is music.
Yeah.
आप दोनों काम आ सकती हैं.
जी.
रूह का इलाज और जिस्म का इलाज.
Yes, sure.
दिमाग के इलाज के लिए सोचा जाएगा फिर, क्योंकि उसकी भी आजकल बहुत जरूरत है. So I'm sure that Nobonita is, I don't need to translate, right? I don't need to translate what the conversation that we had, or is it?
I think we are getting enough, we are understanding enough. Like, you talked about the glasses. Yes, I wanted to admire the glasses too.
Ayesha, please, आप इतनी फार्मेसी पढ़ रही हैं, अब जरा कुछ गुनगुना के हमारे तमाम जो पैनलिस्ट हैं, प्लीज उनको कुछ सुनाएं और फिर हम यहाँ से चलेंगे टुवर्ड्स मिस्टर लबीक.
Sure, why not? मैं रेशमा जी का लंबी जुदाई गुनगुनाऊंगी, थोड़ी बहुत मेरा मोस्ट फेवरेट है.
चलें, आ जाएं फिर मैदान में.
बिछड़े अभी तो हम बस कल परसों, जियूंगी मैं कैसे इस हाल में बरसों, मौत ना आई तेरी याद क्यों आए है, जुदाई चार दिना दा प्यार और रब्बा बड़ी लंबी जुदाई
Very nice, beautiful. Thank you so much. I wish you all the success. We will come back to this panel and have a discussion on the topic, which is obviously reimagining changing times. तो हम उसके बारे में सोचेंगे और अब इस प्रोग्राम का इस डिस्कशन का बड़ा एक अहम हिस्सा आ गया है. So we're going over to Mr. Labik in Dhaka. Labik is my partner in this project. I'm so glad to have met him, and inshallah we will do interesting things, but the kind of talent that he has is absolutely brilliant. So take it away, Mr. Labik.
Shallum, before I start talking, I'd like to start today with 2 lines and then go into talking if you allow.
Yeah.
ওরে নিরানন্দ নাই সেখানে, ওরে নিরানন্দ নাই সেখানে, তুমি ভক্তি লইয়া যাও আনন্দপুরে. So very shortly, what I'm saying is, with the respect, let's travel to the land of happiness. Let's travel to the land of enjoyment. And as I see it from here, this whole course of engagement with all these fantastic musicians will be a collaboration of positive energy, of fun and music. So it's a salam to all of you, and I will start introducing my panel here. Before I start introducing, I just want to say that I'm very grateful to British Council, and I'm so happy to partner this with Mr. Shallum. Actually, I am a fan of his work, and I love his production. So from Kamaj to all these fantastic work, there are few producers in Pakistan like Mr. Mikal, Shallum, and these are the top people in Pakistan, you know, who gets that international sound. So I'm so fortunate to be on the same screen with this guy, and it's an opportunity for me to learn. To introduce my musicians, I think first I will go on to Arif Baul, whose name you can see on the screen. This instrument I am playing, Dotara, was taught to me by this man, Arif Baul, who is an independent musician, singer, songwriter, but also my Dotara teacher. So it's an opportunity for me to introduce him. I have learned so many things, not just instruments and songs, but about life and philosophy of Lalon Fakir and Sufism. So Arif bhai, Assalamu alaikum. আপনাকে আমি পরিচয় করাইলাম, সবাইকে বললাম যে আমার শিক্ষক সে একজন ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট গায়ক এবং দোতারা বাদক, কিন্তু আমার কাছে আমার শিক্ষক সে, এবং আমার হাতে যে যন্ত্রটা আমি তার কাছেই শেখার সুযোগ পাইছি। তা আমরা আপনার কাছ থেকে বাংলাই শুনবো, আপনার নিজের পরিচয় আমি ছোট করে বলছি, তারপরে যদি 2-1 লাইন গান শুনতে পারি।
জয় গুরু, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। সবাই আসলে তো শেখারের কিছু না, তার ভিতরে সবই ছিল, আমি একটু ধরায় দিচ্ছি। আমি কিছু না, তার ভিতরেই আছে সব। গুণীজন সুদীজন মহাজন, আমি কিছুই জানি না, পারি না। এই সাধকের বাণী গাধার মতো আর কি বহন করে নিয়ে বেড়াই, ভিতরে প্রবেশ করতে পারি নাই। এখনো রাস্তায় দাঁড়ায় মানুষের অনেক জায়গা ঘুরে ফিরি, কিছুই পারি না।
Arif bhai, ekটু pause করেন, আমি একটু translate করতে চাই for people who are not understanding. So Arif Baul is saying he's being modest and saying that I'm no one, I'm nobody, I know nothing. It's the words of the Sufi that I carry on my heavy shoulders and I try to pass on. I have no credit in this. I'm just a bearer. So that's his sort of way of looking at himself, and the Sufi way of looking at oneself. Arif bhai, please continue.
একটু গান করি না, একটু
দুটো লাইন।
ভাঙা ঘরে মন টেকে না, উপায় কি করি, ঘরের দরজা জানালা অনেক দেখি, কয়টারে বন্ধু রাখি ভাঙা ঘরে মন টেকে না উপায় কি করি ভাঙা ঘরে মন টেকে না উপায় কি করি ঘরের দরজা জানালায় অনেক দেখি কয়টারে বন্ধ রাখি ভাঙা ঘরে মন টেকে না উপায় কি করি
বাহ 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 বাহ
যে
আরিফ ভাই এখানে
ঘর বেঁধেছে যদি তারে পাইতাম কাছে যে ঘর আমি ঘর বেঁধেছে যদি তারে পাইতাম কাছে হিসাব আমি নিতাম খুশি কেন করলে এই সাতুরি ভাঙা ঘরে মন টেকে না উপায় কি করি
So what Arif Bhai, just to translate, it's very difficult to translate Sufi and Sufi poems and metaphors, but I will try my level best to sort of contribute so that people understand a little bit of where he's coming from. Saying that bhanga ghor, which is the broken house, bhanga ghore mon teke na, I cannot remain in this broken house. And upay ki kori, what can I do? So this house here is not the house that we live in the bricks, it's the house of the body. And it's the broken house that I cannot remain in. So the mind wants to set free, but the body captures me and the body holds me down. And I am free in the mind, but yet I am here. What do I do? So that's what Arif Bhai was sort of singing. My next guest I want to introduce is Nobonita Chowdhury, who is a folk and Rabindra Sangit singer from Bangladesh. She is a very well-known journalist who she used to have her own show. Now she's working in the development sector. She also another identity of her is she happens to be my partner also. And I welcome her on this program. And Nobonita, if you'd like to take the mic over from me.
Thank you, Gaurob, and thank you, Shallum, and thank you, everyone, for having me here. I'm a singer, and as Gaurob was saying, Labik was saying that I mainly sing Tagore songs and folk songs. So I would like to sing 2 lines from a Hasan Raja song, which has been released last year and liked by many of my listeners. So I would like to sing that song, and it talks about how when you see or find the beauty, the eternal beauty of your mind, it's light everywhere. That's the most beautiful light, most powerful light you see when that's not a broken house anymore, which Arif Bhai was talking about in his song as well. That I'm singing that song that for the state of mind, the state of your feeling when you see face the beauty inside. So I'm singing 2 lines. Apona roop dekhiya aponi pagol, apona roop dekhiya aponi pagol, ত্রিভুবন জুড়িয়া রূপে করে ঝলমল আপনার রূপ দেখিলাম রে নয়নে আপনার রূপ দেখিলাম রে আমার মস্ত বাহির হইয়া দেখা দিল আমারে আপনার রূপ দেখিলাম রে নয়নে আপনার রূপ দেখিলাম রে.
Very nice, so nice, brilliant. But can you just sort of give us a central idea of the lyrics? What was it all about?
Yes, I have told that in the beginning of the song as well, you know, the central idea, but I can explain a bit more. The central idea is that, you know, in Bangla folk songs, and I think that we share very much with other folk songs in the subcontinent as well, in the subcontinent that we share, that, you know, the spirituality in the lyrics, and it is always about transcending from the reality, going beyond the reality, going beyond your own body, and finding the beauty of your soul, you know, for which and finding the beauty of your soul, that's the ultimate goal. And when you find the beauty of your soul, the happiness you face, the happiness you encounter, that takes you to a, you know, fanafilla situation. You have that, you achieve that fana, and you achieve that ecstasy, which you always pray for and which you always seek for. So that song actually talked about that when you saw the beauty of your soul, then everything is, you know, lit with the, you know, most fantastic light, and you are amazed by the beauty of your soul.
Shallum, if I can add a little bit, you know, in the songs of Lalon Fakir, which is not very far from, if you've read Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, and the Sufi line of works, and the line of thinking, the school of thought, one might say. So when she says that, you know, you see yourself, you're not actually looking just for yourself. It's through yourself that you look for your guru, who is a reflection of yourself, who is a reflection of the Nabi, and who is the reflection of the God. So ultimately, when you're searching within, God is something which is an internal thing, and you look inside you to look for yourself, of course, but also for God, but in different ways. So it's not so easy to explain. You know, I tried to put it in words, but I don't know how much of it made sense for someone who is into Sufism and sort of Omar bin Khayyum, Khalil Gibran, and other things. This is quite common and you know, straightforward words. But for the audience who are not used to this kind of thing, these are things it's difficult to explain. So I apologize if I could not serve the purpose, but this is we still keep on trying.
But thank you both of you for actually sort of providing the basic information for people who don't follow the path of Sufi culture or the Sufi traditions or the Sufi lineage also. But on that note, it's an open question for everyone, since we have started the discussion, that regardless of what path we tend to sort of bring down upon ourselves or believe in, the last 6-7 months have been a big challenge, also mind-boggling, and challenge would be an understatement for families, for parents, for musicians, for the whole world. And the reason why I sort of chose the topic, Reimagining Changing Times, is how all of us, and this is for everyone, yani Ayesha aapke liye bhi hai, Rafay aapke liye bhi hai, it's for Nobonita, it's for Arif Baul, anybody could do it, come up with the answer, and we could do turns. But how did you cope with it? Number one, when you got the news that, you know, we have to lock ourselves up and life is going to change, we have to take extra protective measures. And considering we are musicians and creative beings who like being around people, some of us do, because those people also help us to create music. How did you imagine yourself doing work, and how did you creatively come out of it? And along with that, how do you expect yourselves to go forward, considering the situation around us in terms of lockdowns and a lot of restrictions on meeting and greeting and so on and so forth? So this is for everyone. Ye sabke liye. Anybody can start.
Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So when I heard about the lockdown, it wasn't something like, you know, there was a time in my life where, you know, I used to be at home most of the time, and I used to only leave for work or university. Otherwise, uske alawa, I would just stay at home. And for me, the lockdown wasn't the thing that, you know, gave me anxiety. It was not getting work. And for 3 months, the first 3 months, I think I was able to manage. But after that, eventually things start to get to you, and you're like, okay, so now things are not working for me. What am I gonna do? So us cheez ke liye, I feel the best thing for one to do is to just first of all stop whatever you're doing and monitor your thoughts, because I think we have the problem of over exaggerating stuff in our head, and we take things so far that the situation is probably is big, but the way we see it, the way we tell ourselves is like here, and the situation might be here. You might find something else to do where something else in the meanwhile where you can earn for a while. You can start working on that. So instead of thinking about the other things that you can do to earn money, you're just focusing on something that is not happening for you. So I feel that for that, and to distract yourself, there are a few things that you can do is either work out, do yoga, whatever, go for a run, or listen to some music, and also write down the things that you feel that you can do. So
To sum up all of that, which it would be a very difficult thing to do right now, and creatively thinking, if you can think of like a few words to describe the situation and also what you're doing now, what would be those 4-5 words that come to your mind? What as an artist you went through, and when you say work, and for the people who are following us on Facebook, you meant work by recording sessions and opportunities to perform, because that is art, right?
Yeah.
So if you could just sum that up in a few words, what would that be?
I'm sorry, I'm not getting you. Sum that up in a few words, as in, how would you sum that up?
How would I sum that up?
Yeah.
So I would say fear, all right? Restlessness, okay? Unpredictability.
Yes.
And a lot of stress.
Yes.
So, I've given.
Right.
So
I would say, of course, you want me to say all the negative stuff or the positive stuff too?
Well, now I've said the negative stuff. Now you tell me the positive stuff.
Okay, so I feel that I would say listen to music, because that really calms me down. That probably might calm me, many of you as well.
What were you listening to? And if you were listening to something in those times, can you just share that with us? Sing and share.
I don't want to be judged. I think you guys would judge me for the music that I listen to. But
why would you judge me?
I'm just okay. So I am into like Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus, and of course I listen to old like the music as well. But I like to listen to the new music as well. So there's Zara Larsson, and then The Weeknd, Doja Cat. So all right. So I would say it's easier said than done when one says to be positive. So when I say be positive, I don't mean to suppress your feelings. I would say accept what's going on, but at the same time, be more hopeful, be positive, and be more composed, which is the most difficult thing to do. But I think once again, if you monitor your thoughts, which is difficult, even for me right now sometimes, if you do that, things will be much, much easier. So that's something that I would like to tell you guys and everyone else.
Once again, since Alycia's obviously taken the lead to answer, if anybody from our panel in Bangladesh and Pakistan would like to add or share their experience, please.
I could join in. For me, I would say the lockdown, I see it in two ways. One is the mental side of it, of how to look at things, and the other is the work and how you're managing it. That's a different way of looking at it. So of course, mental side, that I think there are hundreds of negative sides. If you start talking, it will not finish. I think it's better to bring out the positives and sort of focus on those. So I think for me, it was a beautiful time in the sense that I've never got to spend so much time with my daughter and my family. And sometimes, you know, you do things every day, you do 10 things every day, but in a situation like this, you realize you're doing good with 2 of those 10 things that you're doing. So you suddenly start realizing what are the more important things in life and what you can do without. So these things become clear, which normally wouldn't be so simple to look at, you know, in a normal situation. So that's a good, it has been a good time to reflect on not just my music, but my soul, and how, you know, how my existence, and how I sort of want to see myself 10 years from now. So these are things that we, you know, tend to sort of leave aside in our everyday run and everyday busy life. So it's good that we got some time. It was forceful, but I think it was helpful in a way to make us realize, okay, you know, how priorities can, you know, how misusing of priorities can lead us to you know, complicated situations. So it's an opportunity for us to draw back from those complicated situations mentally and sort of project ourselves in a way that, you know, after the lockdown is over and we still focus on those things. I hope I remember these when the normal time comes, because we as humans tend to forget these also, you know, with the times. That's one side of it. The other side of it, I think, is I realized that I've been putting enough effort in the music that I'm doing, in the production side of it. But I have not been focusing enough on the selling side of it, presenting side of it, or, you know, engaging with sponsors, engaging with other parties, collaboration and stuff like that. So I thought one of the best ways to sort of, you know, spend this time well was to develop more skills. So one of them was video editing. So we have content that we, you know, create all the time in our little studios. I've been blessed, you know, that I have a small little studio in my home, and so for me it's better than 10 other musicians, because people who have to travel to go to a studio, that wasn't the situation. So I walked from my bedroom to the studio, and yes, I start working. It's not a state-of-the-art facility, but still does the job. And, you know, I still could be, you know, doing some commissioned work, and still the engine was running even in this lockdown. Not in a huge capacity, but things were moving. So and this video thing, I think it's a fantastic way of, you know, presenting a musician. I think all musicians should, you know, think in that way, that, you know, whatever you're doing, if you can make your little promos, if you can make little simple videos, it just helps to promote yourself. And also learning more instruments. I've learned a new instrument called the dubki, which is a one-handed percussion instrument. So normally I don't have this time to, you know, I play about 7-8 instruments, and always sort of running after deadlines, turning in tracks, giving in masters. So to take up a new instrument is not the usual thing for me. I love new instruments. It used to be the most fascinating thing 10 years back, 15 years back. But with life coming in the way, it's now only just playing them and getting work done and meeting deadlines. So it was a great opportunity to, you know, find something new. You know, I've been playing string instruments, so I found, you know, how the skin feels on leather. So hitting percussion instruments is a different sort of arena or area of, you know, expertise for me. So this has been a fascinating sort of, you know, entry into the world of percussions for me. I hope it leads to, you know, other instruments, and I can sort of portray that in this project or future projects that come along. So just to summarize, you know, mentally to focus on the things that are more important and sort of carry them with us in the following times, which we hope will be simpler. And the other is take all these idle time, people who don't have much to do in this lockdown, cannot manage to do much, use that time to learn skills. Say, may that be instrument, may that be online editing skill, may that be marketing skills, but things that add value to whatever you're doing currently. So I think that's for me. I think I sort of stayed positive and sort of in a sane. I would say sane rather than positive. So these things kept me occupied and sort of kept me sane.
I think musicians have like better coping mechanism anyway, because we have music as our friends. So, you know, lockdown, as Alycia was saying, that lockdown or stay at home directive is not maybe as bad as others, because we always felt that we need more time to practice. We all, all creative people would always feel that they need more time for their creative endeavor. So that's one point. And then another thing is that, it is different for different people, because, for music, on one hand, it gives us the chance that, in virtual platforms, we are hearing from the most amazing artists of our country. People are singing in Facebook Live, and, you don't have to go to a auditorium, challenging the Dhaka traffic. You can still hear them. That's amazing. But, after, I think, 1 month or 2 months, because being a creative person and surviving is very, very hard. Though when Labik introduced me, he said that I do that, and a singer. But in Bangladesh, most of them are actually doing that, and a creative person. So it actually hit really hard to the musicians who are actually doing music full time, because, they're not getting any concerts. We missed,
especially live musicians.
Yes, in April, we missed Bangla Noboborsho, Bangla New Year, the biggest festival, the biggest cultural festival of the country. We missed 2 Eids. So many opportunities are gone for, the musicians who actually live on this. So, and the uncertainty, the unpredictability, the fear you talked about, Shallum, which is like, there is, we don't know when we will get back to normalcy. We don't know, because, studio production is actually for a very small community, for the producers like you or Gaurob. But performance is at the heart. In Bangladesh, the folk music is being performed in like maybe a year. 100 people listening, 20 people listening and connecting with each other. Our singing is necessarily for live performance, not only for money, but also the performance is at the core of our music, because it is always about connecting with other souls. And if you can't connect, if you can't sing outside home, after a few months, you start getting the fear and the unpredictability and the, and thinking that whether, when it will end. So I think we reached at that point too.
No, I completely agree, because being a studio musician, I also play live with my band. And we've been quite fortunate to travel and perform within Pakistan and outside Pakistan. And for the last 6-7 months, and we've been a regular sort of a live performing band for many years, and suddenly all of that stopped. And I completely understand the interaction, the energy that comes from the audience, and the energy that you give to the audience, because it's like my pharmacist friend who's studying would agree, it's like a drug. It's like a drug which is irreplaceable. You get those chemicals in your head that you cannot get from any other, and you're not getting happy hormones being sort of going on in your head. So I completely understand that. But
we have released few songs. That's been wonderful. Gaurob and I did our first duet, and Gaurob has produced the music, and I have released another song of my album. So having the studio at home and, having the producer at work, because producers tend to miss deadlines often. So that's been wonderful for producers, I guess, as well.
Thank you. I would also like to bring in the upcoming talented musicians, and also would like to hear their point of view, their perspective on the current situation. So this is for Abdul Rafay, Ayesha, and Tooba. You guys are now coming up. And when I remember myself, the days of excitement of getting opportunities, going to one venue, going to another venue, going from one studio to another studio, or going from one friend's place to another friend's place to jam, जो कि बिल्कुल खत्म हो गया है, अभी भी थोड़ा सा बहुत कम हो रहा है. So this is for all three of you, and you can take turns to answer this. कि मैं उर्दू में भी बात करूंगा ताकि सबको आसानी से समझ आ जाए कि आप लोगों ने किस तरह से इसको कोई कोपिंग मैकेनिज्म बनाया या सिर्फ बैठ गए चुप करके कि हम वेट करेंगे एंड थिंग्स विल चेंज. So for the upcoming musicians, did you develop a coping mechanism or you were going with the flow, and what do you see in the future and now in terms of things changing for the music industry? So Rafay, Ayesha and Tooba, take turns and give me a nice beautiful answer. मेरे ख्याल से हम एक काम करते हैं, हम आयशा से शुरू करते हैं क्योंकि इनके क्लासेस बहुत अच्छे हैं, बड़े बड़े.
तो मेरे लिए जैसा कि मैम अलीसिया ने बोला कि फर्स्ट 1-2-3 डेज थोड़ा नॉर्मल लगा कि अच्छा चलेगा, लेकिन जब आहिस्ता आहिस्ता बहुत ज्यादा दिन हो गए तो पता चला कि फ्ला अपॉर्चुनिटी जो थी वो भी चली गई लॉकडाउन की वजह से, फ्ला भी चली गई एंड दैट मतलब कि सुनते सुनते तो वो बहुत एक डिसहार्ट हो जाता है इंसान. एंड देन आई थॉट, जब मैंने डिफरेंट आर्टिस्ट को देखा जो प्रोफेशनल है कि वो अपने पेजेस पे जो पहले कभी जिन्होंने आके मतलब कि पब्लिक के साथ कोलैबोरेट नहीं किया, लाइव बात नहीं की बिल्कुल, वो लाइव आ रहे हैं, देन आई थॉट कि हमें भी इसी तरह से जो पेज हमने FB इंस्टा पे बनाए हुए हैं इसी तरह आके पब्लिक के साथ कोलैबोरेट करना चाहिए. इससे हमें तो अपकमिंग आर्टिस्ट स्पेशली कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है और दूसरा जो है वो आपको वैसे भी एक करेज मिलता है, आप डिसहार्ट होने से मायूसी से बच जाते हैं कि शायद हम प्रोफेशनल आर्टिस्ट होते तो हमें काम मिलता. बिकॉज आई सॉ मैनी प्रोफेशनल आर्टिस्ट के जिनको ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं, जैसे लबिक सर ने भी कहा कि मेरे घर में स्टूडियो है बिल्कुल, सो आई डू नॉट हैव एनी डिफिकल्टी टू गो टू स्टूडियो. सो वी एज एन अपकमिंग आर्टिस्ट वी फेस सो मच डिफिकल्टीज के जो वो अपॉर्चुनिटी थी वो मिस होगी बिकॉज ऑफ लॉकडाउन. देन आई थॉट कि अगर हमारे अंदर, हमें हर सिचुएशन को पॉजिटिविटी से देखना चाहिए. देन आई सॉ दिस लॉकडाउन इन पॉजिटिव वे. तो मैंने फिर डिफरेंट सॉन्ग्स के कवर करने शुरू कर दिए और हर दूसरे तो इंस्टा FB पे लाइव आके पब्लिक से रिक्वेस्ट लेके कि आपको जो भी गाना मेरी वॉइस में अच्छा लगता है वो आप बताएं. सो वो उनकी रिक्वेस्ट पूरी करके एक तो कॉन्फिडेंस मिला और दूसरा वैसे भी अपने आप को थोड़ा परखने का भी मौका मिलता है कि हम मतलब कि क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज माई वे ऑफ थिंकिंग के सिचुएशन ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रेस वाली भी थी, लेकिन अगर हम पॉजिटिव वे में देखें तो इस लॉकडाउन ने हमें बहुत कुछ सीखने को भी दिया.
वेरी गुड. मैं चाहूंगा क्योंकि लोकल न्यूज भी फॉलो कर रहा था, आई वाज फॉलोइंग द लोकल न्यूज, तो लाहौर में तो लोग वैसे ही घूम रहे थे, तो लॉकडाउन तो कम ही था मेरे ख्याल से. तो जरा आप टैलेंट को सामने लाते हुए और ये जो एक्सपीरियंस है इसको जरा कुछ गा के मुझे सुना सकती हैं, कोई गाना कि इस पे कौन सा गाना नहीं बैठता है?
श्योर. अच्छा, अभी मेरे माइंड में रिसेंटली ना सजाद अली साहब का रावी सॉन्ग आ रहा है जो मुझे पर्सनली बहुत पसंद है और मैं गुनगुनाती रहती हूँ अक्सर भी.
गुनगुनाए फिर.
जे तो कदी रावी लंघ जावे, जे तो कदी रावी लंघ जावे, हयाती पंजाबी बन जावे, मैं बेड़ियां हजार तोड़ ला, मैं पानी विचों साह निचोड़ ला, जैथों कदी रावी लंघ जावे हो, जरा पानी कोई नहीं ते अपनी कहानी कोई नहीं, जे संग बलिया कोई नहीं ते किसे नू सुनानी कोई नहीं, अखां च दरिया खोल के मैं जख्मां दी थां ते रोड़ ला, जैथों कदी रावी लंघ जावे हो.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. आपको मैं खबर भी देता चलूं कि सजाद अली has moved back to Pakistan and he has moved to Lahore in your city.
Wow.
I would like to talk and also once again introduce an upcoming lyricist. So हम थोड़ा सा we will take point of view of a writer and her name is Tooba. Tooba, are you there with us? Tooba, are you there? I think Tooba is not there.
Yeah, I think we had to leave because it was urgent.
So we will.
She had to.
Okay, wonderful. I think she must have gotten into something. So we'll go to Abdul Rafay. Rafay, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Can you are you there, Rafay?
Yes, sir. I am here.
तो राफी जरा बताएं अपने अल्फाज में, अपने लफ्जों में, अपने शब्दों में अपना एक्सपीरियंस as an upcoming artist during this time. And since we've all spoken about what went wrong and how we cope with it, आप बताएं कि how do you see yourself going forward as an upcoming singer from Pakistan during all of this? क्योंकि एक सोच होता है, ख्वाब होता है, आपने एक जिंदगी देखी होती है पुराने आर्टिस्ट की, जिनकी करियर में इस तरह का वक्त नहीं आया था, लेकिन वो आप लोगों के टाइम पे आ गया है, यानी इस जनरेशन के टाइम पे ये ऐसा वक्त चैलेंजिंग फेज आया है. तो आगे जाके आप क्या देखते हैं कि म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री में किस तरह से ग्रो करेंगे, कॉन्सर्ट्स अगर होंगे तो किस तरह से होंगे, आप इंडिविजुअली क्या प्लान्स रखते हैं? हाउ डू यू प्लान टू टेक योर करियर फॉरवर्ड इन दी टेस्टिंग एंड स्ट्रेंज अनप्रेडिक्टेबल टाइम्स?
सबसे पहले मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि देयर इज ऑलवेज इंस्पिरेशन इन योर लाइफ, और जो आपकी इंस्पिरेशन होती है उन्होंने भी स्ट्रगल किया होता है बहुत ज़्यादा, और जब भी उनको एक मकाम मिलता है, एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिलता है, सो इन दिस टाइम वी मिसिंग दैट टाइप ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म. कोई प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं है और घर पे बैठे में वी आर स्टक इन द हाउस. एंड घर पे बैठने से भी मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि मैंने कुछ खोया है. मैंने अपने आप पे और फोकस किया है, फोकस माई सेल्फ मोर. एंड बहुत सारी चीज़ें आप आम रूटीन में कर रहे होते हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं जिनको आप मिस कर देते हैं. तो मैंने एज अ म्यूजिशियन, मैंने एज अ सिंगर मैंने बहुत फोकस किया कि मैं और अपनी सिंगिंग स्किल्स को किस तरह बेहतर बना सकता हूँ और कितना अच्छा गा सकता हूँ. और जहाँ तक बात प्लेटफॉर्म की है, इंशाल्लाह कोरोना खत्म होते जा रहा है, तो मैं बहुत पॉजिटिव हूँ. इंशाल्लाह और अच्छे प्लेटफॉर्म मिल सकते हैं अपकमिंग आर्टिस्ट को. तो मेरे पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है.
तो जैसे मैंने आयशा से सवाल किया था कि कोई चंद लफ्जों में, उन्होंने तो खैर खूबसूरत एक गाना गाया था, एक आप कोई मुझे मेलोडी बना के दें अभी इस वक्त अपने दिमाग से, कि जो आपकी सिचुएशन, आपने कहा था ना कि the health crisis will eventually end if obviously if we are strong in our minds and focus and help and follow the protocols. तो कुछ गुनगुना के सुनाएं, इसको सम अप करके दे मुझे किसी एक धुन में.
It will be my lyrics.
जी जी प्लीज.
About this situation?
Well, I don't know what your situation is, but about overall situation. But you
okay,
can.
Okay, मेरे दिमाग में गाना आ रहा है और वो बहुत इस सिचुएशन पे बैठता है. साहिल पे खड़े हो तुम्हें क्या गम, चले जाना. साहिल पे खड़े हो तुम्हें क्या गम, चले जाना. मैं डूब रहा हूँ अभी, डूबा तो नहीं हूँ. ए वादा फरामोश में तुझसा तो नहीं हूँ. हर जुल्म तेरा याद है, भूला तो नहीं हूँ.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. And I would completely agree with Rafe and his point of view that he took the time of the lockdown and the restrictions imposed on us in a very creative way to learn and develop his singing skill, and to acquire more information, which is obviously the best thing that anybody could do. I would also
hear a bit of music. I would like to hear a song from Arif Bhai, who has not spoke, or maybe he can see his feeling if Labik you translate and
I was about to sort of interrupt in saying that you've got the producer's perspective of how we are managing. You've got the upcoming musicians. You've got all personalities with different backgrounds and doing multiple things, juggling. So Arif Bhai is a person who actually lives and focuses on live music. So and teaching. So these are the two avenues that sort of he lives off, and sort of so it's a lot of traveling, not just inside the city, but these sort of performances are all over the country in sadhu sangos. We say sadhu sangas when it is the union with the sadhus, or the gathering of the sadhus. So these are the places they move regularly, which has completely been sort of impossible in this situation. Also students, people like him are not also very comfortable with Zoom and other things that just transfer the classes on a screen. So we want to hear from him. So if you allow me just a minute to whatever I said, I want to just convey to him before he starts. Arif bhai, আমি যেটা বললাম যে যেরকম নবনীতা জার্নালিস্ট, এটার সাথে গান করে, দুইটা মিলায়, আমি ব্যবসা করি, গান করি মিলায়, শালাম প্রডিউসার, এরা বিভিন্ন মানুষ, বিভিন্ন ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড। কিছু আপকামিং সিঙ্গার, ফ্যান্টাস্টিক সিঙ্গার, রাফা খান যে আছেন, সে হচ্ছে আপকামিং মিউজিশিয়ান। তারা এখন কিভাবে কাজ পাবে এইগুলো নিয়ে চিন্তা আছে। আপনার ব্যাপারে আমি বললাম যে আপনার মূল চালিকা শক্তি এবং মানে যেটা দিয়ে আপনার ঘর চলে সেটা হচ্ছে লাইভ পারফরমেন্স। আপনি ঘুরে ঘুরে সারা বাংলাদেশ ঘুরে ঘুরে গান করেন, এবং শুধু শহরে না, মানে দেশের মধ্যে ঘুরে ঘুরে, এবং শিখান, প্রচুর ছাত্রছাত্রীর বাসায় যান, যেটা আপনার জন্য আসলে অনলাইনেও করা, অনেকে ক্লাস করতেছে, কিন্তু আপনাদের জন্য অনলাইনে ক্লাসটা করাটা আসলে সহজ ব্যাপার না। তো আপনার এই সময়ের মধ্যে কি সমস্যার মধ্যে আছেন, কি বিপদ, এবং এই সমস্যার সাথে আমার একটা গান আসলে মনে পড়তেছে, এটা ঠিক না আমি জানি, কিন্তু আমার আপনার রিকোয়েস্ট করতে ইচ্ছা করতেছে, যে গানের নামে আমি আমার অ্যালবামও করছি, যে পার করো দয়াল আমায় কেসে ধরে। এই সময় থেকে আমার মনে হয় না এর থেকে মানে আরো অ্যাপ্রোপ্রিয়েট গান হইতে পারে। কিন্তু আমরা আপনার কথা শুনে তারপর আমরা একটু পার করো, একটা মুখ একটা অন্তরা শুনতে চাই। তো আপনি আপনার মতন বলেন, আপনি বলার পরে আমি আবার একটু ট্রান্সলেট করব। শুনতে পাচ্ছি? হ্যাঁ,
হ্যালো,
বলেন।
মানে
হ্যাঁ, শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
গানের উপরেই চলাফেরা, আমার মতো অনেকেই আছে বাংলাদেশে, এই গানের উপরেই চলাফেরা, আর কোনো কর্ম নাই। আমরা এই করোনার এই মুহূর্তে খুব কঠিন জীবনযাপন করছি, যেটা কোনোদিনই এরকম আর দেখিনি। আর এর ভিতরে তো কোথাও যাতায়াত নাই, টিউশনিও নাই, আর গান বাজনার বিভিন্ন প্রোগ্রামও নাই। আর কি দিয়ে বোঝাবো, মানে সবকিছু তো আর বলা যায় না, কঠিন দিন পার করতেছি।
আমি একটু সময় যদি দেন আরিফ ভাই, what Arif Bhai is saying that as I've said before that my sole income source is teaching and moving with live music with my band and with other people, and sort of playing as a session player, also as a session live player for other vocalists and all of that has come to an halt. So we don't know what's happening in front, we don't know what will happen, and things look very dark and uncertain from here. If this thing continues for too long, it might, we don't know. So basically he doesn't know where things will go. I've also requested him that in this I have learned a song from him actually, which I recorded on my album, so which says par koro doyal amay keshe dhore. So take me to the other side, holding my hair. All these Bauls have and Sufis have long hair, so it's an urge to the guru that take a grab of my hair and pull me to the other side. So I've requested him to sing this song to inspire us, to take us to the other side of corona. আরিফ ভাই, যদি আমরা একটু পার করো শুনতে পারি। And vaguely based on Rag Bhairavi.
করেছি এবার আমি ঘোর সাগরে, পার করো দয়াল আমায় কেসে ধরে, পার করো দয়াল আমায়। পড়েছি
এবার আমি পড়েছি এবার আমি ঘোর সাগরে ঘোর সাগরে পার করো দয়াল আমায় এসে ধরে পার করো দয়াল আমায় ছয় জনা মন্ত্রী সদাই অশেষে খুব কাণ্ড বাধায় ছয় জনা মন্ত্রী সদাই অশেষে কুকাণ্ড বাধায় ডুবালে ঘাটা ঘাটায় ডুবালে ঘাটা ঘাটায় আজ আমারে আজ আমারে পার করো দয়াল আমায় এসে ধরে পার করো দয়াল আমায় আমি কারবাকে বাজাবার বুঝেও বুঝলাম না রে বার আমি বাকার কে ভাই আমার বুঝেও বুঝলাম না এবার অসারকে ভাবি এসার অসারকে ভাবি এসার কো লাম ফেরে দয়াল কো লাম ফেরে পার করো দয়াল আমায় এসে ধরে পার করো দয়াল আমায় হারিয়ে সকল উপায় শেষকালে তোর দিলাম দোহাই হারিয়ে সকল উপায় শেষকালে তোর দিলাম দোহাই লালন কয়ে দয়াল নাম সাই লালন কয়ে দয়াল নাম সাই লালন কয় দয়াল নাম সাই জান বোতরে আমি জান বোতরে পার কর দয়াল আমায় এসে ধরে পার কর দয়াল আমায় পড়েছি যে বারামি পড়েছি যে বারামি ঘোর সাগরে দয়াল ঘোর সাগরে পার কর দয়াল আমায় এসে ধরে পার কর দয়াল আমায় এসে ধরে পার করু দয়াল আমায়
Very nice.
With my very bad Hindi/Urdu, it's quite similar, because the root is sort of par karo, which is par karo is, I think, quite common. Doyal is Doyal is the guru. Doyal is a person who is sort of kind. So you're saying par karo doyal amay means mujhe par karo. Kesh hai kesh matlab hair. Kesh means hair. Keshe dhore pakar ke. So par karo mujhe is par se us par. So that's, but you know, I can talk 3 days on one song if it's, you know, Lalon, and anyone, you know, still things will remain. You cannot finish explaining. So it's a very short summary of what he was saying.
And it's saying that it's, you know, in the grave, I am in a grave crisis, and you know, and the reality of life is a grave crisis here, and you know, just transcend me from here, you know, because you are the murshid, you are the teacher. And it is always repeatedly in our folk songs about, you know, as I was saying, that we were saying that it is about transcending from the reality to the world of ecstasy, to the world, you know, beyond this everyday mundane life. So that's the prayer, and that's Guru is the teacher, is the medium. And so
well, on that beautiful note, and the experience that I received as a musician was very powerful, because you know, when another musician sings with a lot of heart and soul, you don't have to think too much. You understand the feeling. Absolutely. The feeling, and most importantly, for the people who are not into music, is the expression of the person who's singing or playing. It's a language on its own, which does not need any translation. And since I have a ponytail and long hair, I would like that pony to be pulled and to go to the other side, but come back and share my experience.
Shallum, I had longer hair than all of you combined, and now I'm wearing a cap.
Well, I don't know who did that to you, but it's all right. I mean, there's a secret behind this ponytail. There's a reason why I tie up a ponytail, which will be revealed towards the end of this program.
Okay.
I must also once again like to thank Labik, number one, for helping me put this together. And I'm sure that along we'll try and add in more creative elements. But like I said, in any experience, when you go forward, there are minor glitches, major glitches. But since this is a very creative discussion dialogue, it's more about the spirit of the people who are involved. And I truly believe in that. And through that spirit, there is power. And the power can just, help healing a lot of different complexities in life. I would also like to once again share that all the participants here would be participating in the song that we'll be creating together with the help of each other, which I'm really looking forward to. And I think the process should begin from today with, depending on your schedule, you can take aside like 15 minutes every day to share what you want in the song to be or the song to sound like. And that's something that we can discuss as producers. Going from here, I think after such a performance, I don't have anything to talk about. It was so powerful. That was like the conclusion of everything that we've said so far. So beautifully done. But once again,
it's beautiful words that you're talking about, Arif, and it's a shame if he doesn't understand what you're saying. So allow me a minute that just to translate you. Arif bhai, Shallum যেটা বলছেন যে আসলে আপনার গানের পরে আর কোনো কথা থাকতে পারে না। আমরা যত সব কথা বলছি সবকিছুই আপনি সামারাইজ করে সারমর্ম করে আপনার এই গানের মাধ্যমে আমাদের সবাইকে শোনাই দিবেন, এবং একজন সঙ্গীতজ্ঞ মানুষ হিসাবে আমার আসলে তার ভাষার দরকার হয় নাই এই আকুতি বোঝার জন্য। সো আপনার গানের পরে আর কোনো কিছু সম্ভব না, এই জন্য শেষের দিকে যাচ্ছি সেই প্রশংসা করলে। এই জন্য আমি ওকে থামাই বললাম, একটু আরিফ ভাইকে বলে নিই যে ওনার সম্বন্ধে কথা হচ্ছে।
But Shallum, Arif Bhai's song actually remind me of one of my very favorite song, and if you permit and Arif Bhai permits, I would like to sing like 2 lines from there, which is saying that seeking forgiveness, from Doyal, from God, that, please take us away from this grave crisis, because you are the only shelter we have. That's why we pray to you, and we want to go, and, seek, forgive us, if we have done any wrong. So I would like to sing 2 lines of that song.
Please, go ahead. We would love that.
Arif Bhai, gailam. Bodo সংকটে পড়িয়ে দয়াল বারে বার ডাকি তোমায় ক্ষময় অপরাধ ক্ষময় অপরাধ দাসের পানে একবার চাও হে দয়াময় ক্ষময় অপরাধ বড় সংকটে পড়িয়ে দয়াল বারে বার ডাকি তোমায় ক্ষময় অপরাধ ক্ষময় অপরাধ. Thank you very much for having me here again.
That was beautiful.
That was so, wow. I think we should do this every day, which we cannot because we are so busy, every one of us. But this was so incredible for me. We as performers and entertainers also need to be inspired every now and then,
sure,
so that we can go on with our lives, be it the times at present or the times that we've lived in the past. And these amazing performances by Arif Bhai, Nobonita, thank you so much for doing this. Obviously, we wanted to have this discussion to make sure that, you know, eventually in the future we collaborate even after the period of this program and develop strong relationships. And we don't need to develop anything because it's already there. As artists, we just need to put our brains together, put our minds together, and put our spirits together to make memorable music. I would like to thank you once again, Labik, for bringing these beautiful people into my life and life of our participants and people who are following. Alycia, thank you for coming on board.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
And thank you. And I think we would like to wrap now, but before we wrap up, I think everybody...
Shallum, wait, we haven't heard you play the guitar. So this cannot finish without you playing the guitar. This just cannot happen.
After the...
No. This is not allowed. So we have to listen to the great Shallum a little bit, but there's no way out.
Thank you, Gaurob. Yes.
Listen, I'm here in the capacity of a moderator, so not a guitarist.
You want us to hear, just like, you know, your fans do at the concerts, like Shallum. Should we start cheering?
No, I actually I don't know. My guitar is not even tuned, but I'll just, for the sake of just playing something, I don't know what I'll play, but I'll just feel what I'm going to play. That was nothing.
Fantastic, fantastic, beautiful, beautiful.
It was okay. I wasn't expecting myself to play. I was only prepared to engage everyone, but I'll try work on it in our second discussion and play something better than this. Jate Jate, just 2 lines from everyone, and then we say good night. Starting from you, Labik, with a nice pink microphone.
Thank you. No, it's just a cover. Microphone's black.
I love my daughter loves pink, so I love pink.
It's just been an amazing opportunity to collaborate with Shallum. It's a shame that I can't get into a studio in Karachi and start recording something together, face to face. But I hope that happens and we can work that out in the future. Either Shallum in my studio or me in Shallum's studio. Anyway, it's been a fantastic platform to meet all these fantastic musicians that you have from Pakistan. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, the audience, for watching us, and this will be a journey. We'll continue for, I think, about a month with talk sessions, with workshops, and other musicians coming in, fantastic instrumentalists, singers, and poets. So Arif Bhai, Nobonita are here today. You'll see more of Bangladeshi and Pakistani people from different backgrounds, and we try to create something together who we try to incorporate as much as possible of everyone who's here.
Thank you. Nobonita, you.
Oh, thank you very much for having me here. And I think it has been a wonderful experience, and I'm looking forward to making music with all of you. And the collaboration is for this maybe officially for a month, but the collaboration and connections stay. So I think we will. It is a start of a long journey forward. So I'm very happy to be a part of it.
I would also like Arif Bhai to say a few words that either you and or Labik could translate.
Arif Bhai, একদম শেষ বাণী আর কি, একটা বিদায় বক্তব্য দেওয়া আর কি, 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে, যে কেমন লাগলো, কি লাগছে, আমরা মানে আজকে শেষ করছি আর কি। শোনা যাচ্ছে না?
আয়োজনটা খুবই সুন্দর হয়েছে এবং গৌরব নবনীতার এই দুইজনের ওসিলায় যে সুযোগ আমি পাইলাম, সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ। গৌরব, নবনীতা, তোমাদের অনেক ধন্যবাদ।
আরিফ ভাই, আমরা আসছি কারণ আপনি আছেন, আপনার জন্য আমরা মিউজিশিয়ান তৈরি হয়েছি, আপনি এখানে কোনো সুযোগ পান নাই।
না, ঠিক আছে, তারপরেও বাংলার এই লোকসঙ্গীত বাউল এর ধারক বাহক বাউলরা এই দেশে, সেই বাউলরাই কিন্তু এখন না সবসময় বাউলরা অবহেলায় থাকে, মূল কিন্তু এরাই। বাংলার কৃষক যেমন তার ঘরে ফসল ফলায় ঠিকই, কিন্তু সেই ফসল মহাজন, বড় বড় মহাজনরা তার মূল্য পায়, কৃষকরা পায় না। সঙ্গীতের দিক দিয়ে বাংলার মেইন যে বাউল, লোক সঙ্গীতের ধারক বাহক হাসন রাজা, লালন, এরকম যাদের সাধকদের গান আছে, এর ধারক বাহক কিন্তু এই বাউলরা সবসময় অবহেলিত থাকে। আর যেহেতু তোমরা বলতে পারো সব জায়গায়, আমরা হয়তো তা বলতে পারি না, আমাদের যাতে আরো উন্নয়ন হয়, আমার মতো আরো অনেক আছে এই দেশের বাউল, সেই তোমার প্রতি, যারা এই প্যানেল আছে সবার প্রতি আমার অনুরোধ রইল। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আজকে যেন শেষ না হয়, এ দেখাই শেষ দেখা নয়, আরো যেন দেখা হয়। থ্যাংক ইউ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Nobonita, if you could Nobonita, go ahead, please translate.
So he's saying, he is wishing that this should not be the end of seeing each other and meeting each other. It should just be the beginning. But, he said a very wonderful thing. He said that bouls, the folk musicians, are always ignored, but they are actually the main carrier of our music. The mystic poets and the soul of our music is carried by them, but they are always being ignored, just like the farmers of our land, who actually, brings us the food, but, always the businessmen have enjoy the profit. So he's very glad that this program has focused on the baul musicians as well. So he thanked you, Gaurob, and everyone in the panel. So I think that's a wonderful thing he actually said.
Well, before we go any further, please thank him from our side and also tell him that the first opportunity that I'll get to travel to Dhaka, Bangladesh, I will meet him and both of us can go to Dhanchili and have some nice food there and play music.
আরিফ ভাই যেটা বললো যে এরপরে যখনই ও ঢাকা আসা হবে, আপনার কথা গান শুনে এত ভালো লাগছে ওর, এরপরে যখনই ঢাকায় আসবে ওর প্রিয় রেস্টুরেন্ট হচ্ছে ধানসিঁড়ি, আমাদের গুলশানে, এই যে এখানে সে খেয়ে গেছে। এরপর পরবর্তীবার যখনই ঢাকা আসবে আপনার সাথে দেখা করতে হবে এবং আপনাকে নিয়ে ধানসিঁড়ি দেখাইতে যাবে সে।
অনেক 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 ধন্যবাদ, খুশি হলাম খুব।
He thanks you from the bottom of his heart.
Thank you. Abdul Rafay, जाते जाते कुछ खूबसूरत लफ्ज गा के भी बता सकते हैं।
At the last, सबसे पहले I would like to thank Labik bhai and Arif bhai for appreciating our Pakistani participant. And at last, मैं कुछ बांग्लादेशी लैंग्वेज में एक दो लाइनें गुनगुनाना चाहूँगा. I know I was right or wrong, but मैं गाना चाहता हूँ.
Hi, the name of the language is Bangla. So,
Okay.
you know, just, yeah. Bangla is the language, and I'm really touched. We all are touched that you would be singing a Bangla song. You know,
Thank you so much.
that's the sweetest surprise.
I don't know. I can sing in the correct pronunciation, but
Don't worry.
দুঃখ করা দর্মিক এসেলাম সাগর থেকে বলে তো নতুন দিশা আধার থেকে লালয় মিশা বাতাস ভরা ভালোবাসা. Thank you.
I think this was a track from Talvin Singh that was produced by Talvin Singh, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my favorite song.
It's a beautiful song. Yeah.
Ayesha,
Singing a Bangla song.
Thank you so much.
आयशा क्या कहना चाहेंगी आप आपके तासुरात बड़े बड़े चश्मों के साथ? म्यूट है, म्यूट
आयशा आप म्यूट है.
Okay.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you.
I would like to say thank you for having me in such an amazing collaboration with absolutely amazing artists. And I would like to sing some Sufi lines.
Please go ahead.
यार को हमने जा बजा देखा, यार को हमने जा बजा देखा, कहीं जाहिर कहीं छुपा देखा, यार को हमने जा बजा देखा, कहीं जाहिर कहीं छुपा देखा, यार को हमने जा बजा देखा. Thank you
so much.
क्या बात
है आपकी यार, इतने अच्छे चश्मे और इतनी आवाज. Alycia Dias.
I would like to thank all of you for having me, and it was a pleasure meeting you all and talking about beautiful things. The only thing that I would say is love and don't hate to everybody. So.
And eat good food.
Eat good food. Healthy food.
Thank you all. It was wonderful. It was absolutely a pleasure engaging with all of you. So glad that we have met. And like Arif Bhai said, this is just the beginning. Yes. Every day is, by the way. So all the best to you all. Inshallah, we will also one day meet. But before that, let's keep in touch and work towards producing a nice song that we can all enjoy.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
You. All right.
All the best.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
एकदम जबरदस्त, क्या बात है, माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह सर, माशाल्लाह, क्या बात है, थैंक यू। वालेकुम सलाम, थैंक यू सर।